Hey, we live. We trying to. First off, we're gonna start off by trying this new Sprite Chill, but it's the zero sugar version. So I think I've tried the regular version, but let's try this one. Sprite Chill, zero sugar, cherry lime. That's good. For a zero sugar, cherry lime soda, diet soda, that's good. That's real good. So yeah, welcome to the stream. We're doing some reacts. We about to react to this guy I found on Instagram. His name is Trap Before You Rap. But he finds some of the craziest designers and artists. Like, I don't know if I want to start with that one, cause that one kind of crazy. I'm just playing. Yeah, that one kind of crazy. Let me ease y'all into this guy Trap Before You Rap. He finds some of the craziest like styles on the internet or designers and artists on the internet. Just like, all right, I'm letting
somebody gotta stop these Korean designers. If you're wondering why everybody's standing in line to watch some dude make breakdancing art, it's probably cause you don't know post-archifaction is cooking up some of the most masterful technical garments in the world. I'm talking systematically puncturing holes in their own garments, technical ghillie suits for futuristic camouflage, puffer jackets that look like they're about to implode on themselves, and even the ability to take the simplest of t-shirts and convert them into alluring portraits. If you're looking for avant-garde, sleek, minimalistic, maximalistic, experimental, and safe all-in-one, this South Korean designer is like the perfect melting pot. There's not too many brands with this high a level of creative direction and a design language so strong that you can look at the most simple of garments and already know who was at the crime scene. Or maybe there is, you feel me? Maybe they're not as good as I think. So as always, if I'm tripping, just let me know.
Hold on. Let me see.
This designer got me ready to throw hands. After seeing Travis Scott, Quavo, and even Brent Faiyaz in this designer, I knew I had to do some digging, and I understand it now. He's got one of the most distinctive and intriguing aesthetics I've bestowed my eyes upon in a long while. He's presenting his garments on models that evoke this eccentric feeling of authenticity. He's running his campaigns at these naturally rugged and ominous liminal spaces. He's conjured up this interesting melting pot of a utilitarian, dystopian sportswear vibe. Metal hardware is a reflection of a never-ending work cycle. Shades, masks,
Bro, the way
scrunched hoods
the way
to hide your
he's
identity, baggy
crazy.
clothes, and lots of layers is armor for spiritual warfare. And I might also add that the subtle gray, green, and brown tones give off the sense of being humble and grounded like every true fighter is supposed to be. Personally, I feel like he painting a beautiful picture and trying to tell us something, but maybe I'm looking too deep into it. So as always, if I'm tripping,
that's hard.
just let me know.
That fit was dope. I wish they would just kind of like scroll through them. Cause I keep having to go back. What is this is wild.
Let me put you on real quick. I do not know where this man came from, but he specialized in making these raw denim Yankee mask hybrids. And I already thought the MFD Yankee was stabilizing, but the Batwing Yankee.
What? That's a hat?
This looked like some sort of king squid.
Mask?
And probably my favorite, the Samurai Yankee. This man really manipulating Yankee silhouettes like a toxic ex, and the jeans good too. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo, man. Your work is tough. Let me put y'all on real quick. I do not know where this man came from, but he specialized in making these raw denim Yankee mask hybrids. And I already thought the MF Doom Yankee was tantalizing, but the Batwing Yankee, this looked like some sort of king.
Alright, let's look at these jorts.
This man is treating his jeans like a work of modern art. At 6,000 followers and based out in Japan, my boy Reflo Slab is cooking up some of the most ravishing pantaloons I have ever bestowed my eyes upon. This man is an absolute upcycling borrowed denim demon, taking these pure
that's hard though. The way he talk is crazy.
Innocent clothes and bringing them through hell and back, changing their lives forever. These garments are bathed in devious, distressing, polychromatic patchwork and what seems to be a robot-like uniform sashiko stitching throughout the entire surface. And of course, with being handmade one of ones, there's never one garment that looks like the other. Every piece has its own story of the time and
handmade one of ones. I know you the only person with these.
Painstaking effort it took for it to come to life. Not to mention, I know y'all see that drape, them jeans fit better than a plug in an outlet. Even the chair was getting to work. How greedy. But like always, I know what some of y'all gonna say.
The chair was dope.
It's just borrow work. Maybe anyone can make jeans look this good. So if I'm tripping,
that's dope though. Like Spider-Man made this.
Just let me know.
Homie, it's great. I don't know how you find all these designers though, bro. Like that one was crazy.
A Lionel Messi denim jacket is crazy work. I stumbled upon this denim jacket that felt a little bit off, so I had to do some more digging. Come to find out, the designer's specialty is literally making denim jackets that look like soccer jerseys. And I'm not gonna lie, on paper this seems like a crazy idea, but mixing two different garments from completely different worlds is tantalizing. You got the vibrant color schemes and flamboyancy of a traditional soccer jersey mixed with the casual and rugged aspects of a denim jacket. And my favorite part gotta be that unlike polyester, denim has interesting washes and fades. So that
those are dope.
That wear and tear over time is going to add a compelling touch to the aesthetic of the garment. Not to mention they're all upcycled pieces, so they're environmentally friendly. This is just an excellent finish. But I know what y'all might be thinking.
That's true. Some garment, I guess like what he's saying is like denim with the wear and tear look doper sometimes. And that's true. And these jersey denim jackets are crazy. Oh, these jersey denim jackets are crazy.
Doesn't look as good as I make it seem. The soccer and denim aesthetics are not supposed to be anywhere near each other. So if by the odd chance I just so happen to be tripping, let me know. A Lionel Messi denim jacket is crazy work. I stumbled upon this denim jacket that felt a little bit off, so I had to do some more digging. Come to find out, the designer's specialty is literally making denim jackets that look like soccer jerseys. And I'm not gonna lie, on paper this seems like a crazy idea, but mixing two different garments from completely different worlds is tantalizing. You got the vibrant color schemes and flamboyancy of a traditional soccer jersey mixed with the casual and rugged aspects of a denim jacket. And my favorite part gotta be that unlike polyester, denim has interesting washes and fades. So that wear and tear over time is going to add a compelling touch to the aesthetic of the garment. Not to mention they're all upcycled pieces, so they're environmentally friendly. This is just an excellent finish. But I know what y'all might be thinking, this doesn't look as good as I make it seem. The soccer and denim aesthetics are not supposed to be anywhere near each other. So if by the odd chance
what is this?
Let me put y'all on real quick. So Let me put y'all on real quick. So there's this group of people on Instagram that make these 3D printed fashion attachments. They work with big names like J Balvin, and the headphone attachments are one thing, but it's not even the craziest part. See, they hat game is what really takes the cake. Taking everyday objects and making it so you can clip it onto your head is just modern day wizardry in broad daylight. The bully Yankee wild, but best believe once I'm done paying back my student loans, the cash hat will be mine. And before I forget, shout out to Spharaoh, y'all work is crazy. Let me put y'all on real quick. So there's this group of people on Instagram that make these 3D printed fashion attachments. They work with big names like J Balvin, and the headphone attachments are one thing, but it's not even the craziest part. See, they hat game is what really takes the cake. Taking everyday objects and making it so you can clip it onto your head is just modern day wizardry in broad daylight. The bully Yankee wild, but best believe once I'm done paying back my student loans, the cash hat will be mine. And before I forget, shout out to Spharaoh, y'all work is crazy. Let me put y'all on real quick. So there's this group of people on Instagram that make these 3D printed fashion attachments. They work with big names like J Balvin, and the headphone attachments are one thing, but it's not even the craziest part. See, they hat game is what really takes the cake. Taking everyday objects and making it so you can clip it onto your head is just modern day wizardry in broad daylight. The bully Yankee wild, but best believe once I'm done paying back my student loans, the cash hat will be mine. And before I forget,
Let's see.
I gotta put y'all on. I gotta put y'all on real quick. I'm not sure if this man's paintbrush was personally handed to him by Midas himself, or what color paint you use to make people's souls look like they glowing, but I saw this art and it evoked a very strong sense of warmth, and I thought I'd share it because I hope it does the same for you too. I know I'm a butcher bro's name, so I won't even try to pronounce it out of respect, but if you know him, let him know that his work is tantalizing. I gotta put y'all on real quick. I'm not sure if this man's paintbrush was personally handed to him by Midas himself, or what color paint you use to make people's souls look like they glowing, but I saw this art and it evoked a very strong sense of warmth, and I thought I'd share it because I hope it does the same for you too. I know I'm a butcher bro's name, so I won't even try to pronounce it out of respect, but if you know him, let him know that his work is tantalizing. I gotta put y'all on real quick. I'm not sure if this man's paintbrush was personally handed to him by Midas himself, or what color paint you use to make people's souls look like they glowing, but I saw this art and it evoked a very strong sense of warmth, and I thought I'd share it because I hope it does the same for you too. I know I'm a butcher bro's name, so I won't even try to pronounce it out of respect, but if you know him, let him know that his work is tantalizing. I gotta put y'all on real quick. I'm not sure if this man's paintbrush was personally handed to him by Midas himself, or what color paint you use to make people's souls look like they glowing, but I saw this art and it evoked a very strong sense of warmth, and I thought I'd share it because I hope it does the same for you too. I know I'm a butcher bro's name, so I won't even try to pronounce it out of respect, but if you know him, let me put y'all on real quick, cause y'all may not realize this, but the person who designed this belt. Let me put y'all on real quick, cause y'all may not realize this, but the person who designed this belt is one of my favorite hidden gems. Intricate garments that look like they've been through hell and back, but it's intentional. Hoodie attached to a hoodie. The pants come with a functional garment wrap, not to mention the hem sits beautifully on the shoe like a baby in a car seat. Best way to describe this man's styling would be militant dystopian civilian core, masked up and ready for war and tons of layering. The type of garments you put on when you're no longer willing to take oppression from your so-called leadership. But let me not even get too deep. Shout out to my boy Oaks Claret. Your work is tantalizing. Let me put y'all on real quick, cause y'all may not realize this, but the person who designed this belt is one of my favorite hidden gems. Intricate garments that look like they've been through hell and back, but it's intentional. Hoodie attached to a hoodie. The pants come with a functional garment wrap, not to mention the hem sits beautifully on the shoe like a baby in a car seat. Best way to describe this man's styling would be militant, dystopian, civilian core. Masked up and ready for war and tons of layering. The type of garments you put on when you no longer willing to take oppression from your so-called leadership. But let me not even get too deep. Shout out to my boy Oaks Claret. Your work is tantalizing. Let me put y'all on real quick, cause y'all may not realize this, but the person who designed this belt is one of my favorite hidden gems. Intricate garments that look like they've been through hell and back, but it's intentional. Hoodie attached to a hoodie. The pants come with a functional garment wrap, not to mention the hem sits beautifully on the shoe like a baby in a car seat. Best way to describe this man's styling would be militant, dystopian, civilian. Core. Masked up and ready for war and tons of
You rely on the fast food options of today? That's why today I'm going to every major fast food restaurant in America to ultimately find the very best fast food breakfast experience in existence. To qualify, each fast food restaurant must have a national presence and a minimum of 300 locations. But I want to up the ante even more. Where in the world is breakfast incredibly important? The answer is Australia, which is exactly why I'm taking someone from Australia, my good friend and chef, Andy Herndon, you might know him as Andy Cooks, to come along and rate these restaurants with me. We're taking the top 3 breakfast items from every single one of these locations, tasting, judging them, and then taking that collective experience and ranking the overall breakfast of that fast food place on a scale of 1 to 10. And I should also remind that we rate a little bit more aggressively here and a little bit more intentionally. 5 is mid. It doesn't necessarily mean bad, it just means it's average. Why does every single Burger King I've ever been to look like it's from 2002? What are y'all's top 3?
Okay, so this is breakfast. This is best breakfast, or he's going to go try every breakfast in America. Let's see, man. I do like breakfast. I'm gonna say McDonald's might be McDonald's is top 5. I want to say Jack in the Box. Can't remember having Burger King breakfast, but that's about it. I think Sonic breakfast kind of hit.
Mid. It doesn't necessarily mean bad, it just means it's average. Why does every single Burger King I've ever been to look like it's from 2002? What are y'all's top 3 breakfast items?
We have a croissant sandwiches, we have a biscuit.
Cool, all right, can I do a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, the French toast sticks? I had to commandeer the item choice there. Yeah. Wow, the croissant sandwiches are $2.50 each. Pretty remarkable. I'm surprised that Burger King doesn't get shouted out more.
Cheap.
Maybe we're about to find out why. Thank you.
$2.45. Not bad.
I got a surprise for you, Andy.
Oh,
syrup.
They don't even call it like maple flavored syrup. It's just syrup.
Well, the ingredients are corn syrup, sugar, water contains less than 2% of caramelized sugar color, ammoniated I don't even know what the that says. First,
bro. Oh, hey, the French toasters kind of go hard.
up, French toast sticks. I know someone who loved these.
Is that split?
Andy, I think you're actually right. I think at the bottom was all the caramel color. Cheers.
I don't mind the texture, the crunchy outside. It's not overcooked in the middle, which is really nice, and it's not overly sweet. It does have a bit of like nasty oil flavor.
You're tasting vegetable oil, but I will say the oil's not burnt. They're not too bad, actually. I don't mind these. They're not overly sweet like I thought they'd be. Whoa, that is horrible.
That's nasty.
Oh my God. Biscuit, egg and cheese.
It's a scone.
This is what happens when you bring people on the show that aren't from America.
You call it a scone?
The biscuit is actually not bad.
A scone. I've had scones before.
Salty, it's soft, but again, artificial butter. The cheese is, I'm not a fan of it.
Artificial
It's kind of
butter?
funky. The bacon, overly smoked, but okay. It's not bad. Out of all the biscuit breakfast sandwiches I've had at fast food places, this is one of the better ones.
I'm a fan of the biscuit. We don't get this in Australia.
Hear that? He said biscuit.
But I find the eggs super watery. They're clearly made with water. Wasn't a huge fan of the bacon and also agree the cheese was nasty. The biscuit makes it for a good bun.
Burger King, what I'm learning here is you should just make biscuits. Next up and finally, well, I was gonna say this is the top recommended. This is the only thing that they recommended. I think this might be their most famous item. For all the French people watching, I'm sorry.
The croissant.
That is.
Croissant?
Single-handedly, the worst croissants I've ever put in my mouth.
It's like literally the last sandwich, but in the most average croissant you've ever had. It's just doughy and nasty. There's no layers at all.
The croissant
whoa. It's not that bad.
is taking even more flavor out of the sandwich
Yeah.
as I chew
Whoa.
it. This brought it down substantially.
I'm gonna go pretty harsh, even though those French sticks were actually pretty good for what they were,
Whoa.
so I'm gonna go 4.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. That was not good. Moving on.
Low prices, low quality.
Comment if you like Burger King breakfast. Because the croissant is good to me.
Have it your way.
On to the next spot, but I have an important update I have to tell you about. This spatula that sold out several times, thanks to you, is back with William Sonoma and I. We have partnered to support your...
And I know how to poach pretty healthy. Some avocado on toast, maybe some smoked salmon, lots of poached eggs. If you don't know how to poach an egg, your establishment is not gonna last very long in Australia.
Where's your expectation on this right now?
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty low.
All right, well, we're gonna find out. We're at McDonald's, Andy's favorite place to eat.
When I come to America, I only eat the Golden Arches.
What are y'all's top 3 breakfast items?
Egg McMuffin, a steak bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Steak bagel.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
I had
I'll
the
take
steak
all 3
bagel
of those.
recently. It was pretty good.
Is it your first time driving?
It's because it's an
But they
English
probably
car.
not
They don't know how to make electronic.
Like, I like the steak bagel, but they're probably not gonna like the steak bagel. But what did they get?
Man, I'm telling you. Thank you very much. 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Okay, great. I'll take breakfast items.
Egg McMuffin, a steak bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Okay, great. I'll take all 3 of those.
Is it your first time driving?
It's because it's an English car.
Bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle. That must be from New York. Bacon, egg, and cheese. I like sausage, egg, and cheese. So
They don't know how to make electronics, man. I'm telling you. Thank you very much. 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Probably one of the longest for McDonald's. Andy's never had a
They
McGriddle.
doing
This is
the
a
time?
special moment.
Ooh, it's sweet. What the f?
Bacon, egg, and cheese
he
McGriddle.
really didn't know it was sweet. He really didn't know.
Cheers.
It's like the most American thing ever. I'm not a fan of that.
I've said it before. I've never liked that sandwich. Eggs, obviously.
What?
It's not
Y'all
good,
are crazy. The McGriddles are amazing.
but the one thing that I remember gave me a tummy ache when I was a little boy, the breakfast bagel, the steak breakfast steak. When was the last time your steak looked like that? Cheers. It's giving gas station Philly cheesesteak.
It's also just immensely greasy.
Salt levels aren't that bad. One note, the one good thing about this sandwich is the onions actually aren't bad.
I agree. Other than that, it just tastes
Hey, a steak, egg, and bagel, sub, McGriddle buns, add bacon? Woo!
like everything else on the Macca's menu.
We're gonna share this bite. Ham, what is this? Oh God, the McMuffin, whatever the f it is. Cheers.
Hey. So I'm on a diet right now, but next time I go big back, I'm gonna give me a bagel, egg, and cheese on McGriddle buns, add bacon, extra cheese, 4 hash browns, and I'm gonna take one of the 4 hash browns and put it on the bagel as well. I mean, you could add, we'll try it with like jelly, maybe a squeeze of honey. What else they got? Yeah.
Cheers. After what, a decade and a half, it tastes exactly the same. Unfortunately, that taste is not great, but it's not horrible.
And I do like the chew on the muffin.
Guess what I've got? Listen. You hear that?
Why didn't
Is
you try
that
the hash
bristle?
browns?
That was an eggshell.
Oh, no way.
Believe it or not,
Y'all better say something about the hash browns, because their hash browns are elite.
there was a real life egg somewhere in the production of that. If we're gonna rate this menu, quality, I would not put it at the bottom, surprisingly. I would put it like slightly under average. Flavor, taste, texture, it's all the same shit.
Tastes the same every single time. And I think that's one of its redeeming qualities.
Just barely below average. I'm gonna put it at a 4 out of 10.
I'm gonna go slightly higher, 4.5.
Moving on.
You know, just because it's the most popular doesn't necessarily mean it's the best.
Jack in the Box.
Never been here. Very excited.
What are like some of your
Trey,
top
you in
3
here,
breakfast menu items?
Let me know if you eat this breakfast.
Sorry, what?
$36, and that was the most painful ordering experience of my entire life. I could barely hear that, dude.
This is the longest drive-through in the history of any video we've ever done. Thank you so much.
17 minutes. I almost lost the will to live.
17 minutes, where is it?
Done.
Hey, look, I don't even know.
Just barely below average. I'm gonna put it at a 4 out of 10.
I'm gonna go slightly higher, 4.5.
Moving on.
You know, just because it's the most popular doesn't necessarily mean it's the best.
Jack in the Box.
Never been
Jack
very
in the
excited.
Box.
What are like some of your top 3 breakfast menu items? Sorry, what?
$36, and that was the most painful ordering experience of my entire life. I could barely hear that, dude.
This is the longest drive-through in the history of any video we've ever done. Thank you so much.
17 minutes. I almost lost the will to live.
The inside of this bag smells like
17 minutes.
the sourdough ultimate breakfast
Oh,
sandwich. This has bacon, ham, cheese, egg, sausage.
Y'all
You'll
getting the
buy
wrong,
it.
bro. Y'all are getting the wrong things.
But not bad. Super greasy though. I can feel it
Not
on my lips.
bad.
Egg's pretty good. Bacon's okay. Sausage is okay.
I think it's seasoned nicely. The cured meat provides all the salt you need. Pretty good, I hate to say it. The breakfast sandwich, there's a lot of meat in it. It's the same thing with the bun. You. This one's almost too salty. Not bad, but the previous one was better.
Less greasy at least.
We have the croissant. You. This is the best tasting croissant we've had so far, but it's not a good croissant, but it's at least seasoned. Not bad. If I was forced to eat it at Jack in the Box, I would eat that and not feel too bad about the quality of it. It wasn't bad. It almost tasted low-key fresh made. I don't know if it is. So all that considered, that brought it up here. The second one, a little mid. The third one, a little higher than mid. So overall, I think it deserves something above average, which I would say is a 6.5.
I 100% agree. It's just above mid. The fresh eggs were definitely the redeeming factor in this one. I agree. 6.5.
Good work, Jack in the Box. Moving on.
Jack in the Box with the highest score of the day. I'm really hoping
With the highest score, nah, McDonald's, bro. I would have gave McDonald's like a good 6. So they gave Jack in the Box. Yeah, I would have gave McDonald's like a 6.5.
we see some big boys coming up at our next stop.
Wendy's. Wow, they really want you to know. Serving breakfast. What are y'all's top 3 breakfast items?
The breakfast baconator, the number 1, and the number 5.
I'll do one of each of those, just the sandwiches.
Interesting fact. Wendy's
Baconator? Breakfast
is in New
baconator?
Zealand, but it's not in
I
Australia.
don't know if I ever had a breakfast baconator, but I try one.
And just so everyone knows, I'm not an Australian. I'm a Kiwi who lives in Australia.
Got it? Tired of this shit. Thank you very much.
She said sorry, but it was 7:45.
That's pretty gnarly.
That's pretty spicy.
The breakfast baconator is up first. This bun looks pretty
Looks
nice.
good. It's shiny. It's soft.
The breakfast baconator? I might have had one, but I forgot.
This is the closest to a fresher bite that I've had. It's definitely one of the better items we've had.
I was a pretty big fan of that. I think what lets it down for me is the sausage. What Wendy's does really well is their meat and their burgers. Bun was good, the bacon was good. I think the sausage was a bit meh.
And their meats. Pause.
Is it still fresh, never frozen?
Wendy's-
Because that did not taste
Wendy's.
fresh. But not bad. The honey butter
He said
biscuit
it didn't taste
chicken.
fresh?
Still fresh, never frozen? Because that did not taste fresh. But not bad. The honey butter biscuit chicken. Whatever the this is, chicken biscuit. Before I even bite this is more bread than it is biscuit or scone. So anyway,
Tell you something, boy. We some chicken biscuit masters. We used to eat chicken biscuits 24/7 every day.
I don't think I've ever had fried chicken for breakfast before. I think Josh nailed it. The biscuit's not a biscuit or a scone. It's like too doughy, processed meat thing. It's not like actual chicken breast, which I'm not a fan of, but the breading's kind of nice and it's still kind of crispy. Don't really like the sweetness, and it's almost lacking a little bit of seasoning.
there's a little bit of spiciness, but it needs like garlic, paprika, celery powder, oregano, like something in there to flavor the chicken. Salt levels.
You see, hey, flavors. He listed off like 3 seasonings, or 4, 5, 6 seasonings.
are pretty low. It's also garlic.
Don't really like the sweetness, and it's almost lacking a little bit of seasoning.
There's a little bit of spiciness, but it needs like garlic, paprika, celery powder, oregano, like something in there to flavor the
He said it's missing, a little salt, garlic powder, oregano.
chicken. Salt levels are pretty low. It's also remarkably dry.
Oh,
So we have
funny,
some sort of like a fried chicken.
I fuck with him though. I fuck with this guy. Like this guy's cool.
Croissant. My stomach hurts already. Cheers. Not any better than the last.
If anything, the chicken's drier, and I think I preferred that biscuit, whatever that thing was.
This croissant is just basically really dry brioche. This is the most muted breakfast sandwich I've had today. Not good. Overall breakfast experience for Wendy's, I'm gonna give it a 4. Same as McDonald's.
Feeling the same. It started high and ended pretty low, 4.5.
It can only go up from here.
Wendy's 4 for 4. I thought
say
they were
that.
advertising a combo, but instead they were just letting us know that it's mid.
I'm finding out that
Wendy's-
Andy has never been to Whataburger.
Bacon
How can you
is-
do that?
I listen
Breakfast
to YouTube
bacon
much.
hit,
Every time I
though.
come to Texas, I just avoid it like the
Why
plague.
would you get the other stuff?
Can I get 2 honey butter chicken biscuits, 2 breakfast burgers, and
the Wendy's Baconator breakfast hit. If I want a chicken biscuit, I'm going to, I think, Whataburger. Is this Whataburger right now?
Avoid it like the plague.
Can I get 2 honey butter chicken biscuits, 2 breakfast burgers, and 2 taquitos?
It gotta
Thank you
be.
very much.
5 minutes, 36
Taquitos?
The breakfast taquito. This looks more like a thick breakfast taco, but whatever.
What?
Oh, there's a hash brown in it.
It doesn't taste
That's not a taquito.
like much at all. Potato's kind of nice, but the egg's got no flavor. Not a huge fan of the tortilla, kind of pretty bland. Not much salt going on.
Without the hash brown, this would be one of the worst rated items that I've had today.
The outside of the bun, I've never seen something more dull in my life.
Cheers. This isn't that bad. Out of all the Whataburger things I've had, that said, all I taste in this is hash brown, which I like. They're going, well, our burgers aren't quite that good. Our bacon's not quite that good. So we're gonna make these hash browns really stand out.
The only thing
We just completely disagree about certain things. But I still like
you taste is potato.
We're on to their most famous menu item. This is probably the menu item that every single person that has even moderately liked it adores. The honey butter chicken biscuit.
Woo!
If Gordon Ramsay was here to see this, the first thing you say is, oh my Lord, it's my grandmother's toe. I've had this before. I did a butt better on this. We made it remarkably better. If you move this to one side, this is what you're left with.
Watch better.
Cheers.
I live in Queens in Australia. It's hot like it is here in Texas. And that is drier than the beach I go to. That's nasty. The chicken's dry, the biscuit's not good, the sauce is just whack.
The honey butter chicken sandwich is always in this underwhelming lack of crispy, lack of flavor, lack of seasoning. Out of everything we had today, to me, this was the least exciting. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
The first 2 items were just underwhelming. They weren't that bad. This was just straight up bad. 3.5.
Come on, Texas. What do we stand for? We stand for quality.
And I always forget about that breakfast. But Whataburger breakfast is good.
Quality. We stand for big flavor. We stand for big meat. Everything should be big in your face. Can you give me a little chicken tender with no flavor? That's not Texas. Moving on.
Whataburger continuously disappoints. It's starting to feel like a White Castle right now. Not happy. But we will find the best fast food breakfast. Now over to our LA correspondent, Christian, who takes on Del Taco.
Hi there, what are your top 3 breakfast items?
Burrito, toasted wrap, taco, egg and cheese, and bacon and asada.
That sounds like top 7. I'll take the top 3, the burrito, double cheese breakfast tacos, and then the breakfast toasted wrap. Thank you. Look at that. We're gonna start off with this taco. That tortilla is real tough. That hotel egg taste. They have like a little queso in there. It's pretty good. With a little bit of peppers. Okay. I never understand why people don't just wrap it all the way. Cheese isn't that melty. The steak tastes like shredded beef. Same egg. Tortilla needs to be toasted. I feel like it needs sauce, like a salsa of some sort. Ooh, this one looks promising.
Okay.
Oh, wow. The hash browns are saving this one. This is good. Tortilla, warm, crisp, hash
that
browns,
do look
crispy,
good.
pico de gallo, meh, fluffy hotel eggs, melted cheese. Okay. As you can see, this is the only one that's toasted. This one.
What's a hotel egg? So like just like what you get at hotels, like from room service, or the hell is a hotel?
One savior. I kind of wish the cheese sauce that was in the taco was in all 3 of these. Overall, this is like a 6.2 Del Taco breakfast.
Shockingly high score for, well, the visuals that I saw earlier. But hey, I trust his chef palate.
I'm really excited to see how Bojangles goes because so far Bojangles has actually been remarkably good each time we've gone there. What are like your top 3 breakfast items?
Chicken biscuit, gravy biscuit, and the bacon egg and cheese.
I'll do 2 of each of those then. Thank you very much.
So that was 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Pretty good.
That's fast. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Yeah, good color, buttery.
Okay.
Cheers. Above mid, but not remarkable. Not much else to say about that.
I don't have a Bojangles.
And it's bacon, egg, and cheese. By just giving me a styrofoam container full of gravy and 1 single biscuit, what Bojangles is saying is our biscuits are really good. That is really awful.
It's about as interesting as a white t-shirt. There's just nothing to it. It tastes like you're eating unseasoned white sauce. That is as bland as English food in the 90s.
Whoa.
That's pretty mean. I'm actually a big fan of Bojangles chicken sandwich. I'm really hoping that their chicken biscuit will redeem this, but what I will say is their biscuits, underseasoned, literally no flavor. It's just like a starchy dough ball. If you think that tastes good, you're probably in prison. One of my favorite pieces of chicken, please, Bojangles, don't let me down.
Bro, you tripping.
By far, the chicken biscuit was the best part of the meal. Problem is, the biscuit itself sucks. Just the chicken was good. So for breakfast, honestly, I just get to 2. It's not that Bojangles is bad, because I actually like Bojangles chicken. What I'm saying is I will never come back here for breakfast.
The biscuits were trash. The chicken was good. For that reason, I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, I'd be willing to go up to a 3 for the sake of the chicken. We'll call it a 3. Moving on.
Disappointing for one of our usual top spots with Bojangles at the...
See, they real harsh, but they real chefs. Like, or I know he's a real chef. The guy, I don't know his name, but
worst score of the day. Moving on.
We're at Dunkin' Donuts.
Can I get 2
He's
bacon,
a
egg,
real
and
chef.
cheese, 2 Dunkin' wraps, 2 of the sausage, egg, and cheese?
this guy here is a real chef.
croissant.
Isn't Dunkin' like a thing here?
He listed off like 20 ingredients in 5 seconds, like just a while ago.
It is, yeah. Donuts are
And
good.
I've seen him cook. He takes things like he took the Whataburger honey butter biscuit chicken sandwich or honey butter chicken sandwich and made his own version that was 10 times. Or I mean, I haven't tasted it, but he made a 10 times better version. It's this thing that he does called But Better, and yeah, we'll react to one of those too at some point.
But I don't think there's ever been a time where I've eaten a donut and been glad that I did. Thank you.
4 minutes, 27.
This is the first place that has an actual croissant, or the closest to a croissant. They gave you a sausage one and they gave me a bacon
Oh,
one.
wow.
Wow, it tasted nothing.
Unoffensive, though.
This literally tastes like
I forgot what place it is, but it's the Wendy's right in the back. It's Wendy's right here. They just go straight from Wendy's to over here.
Do you taste sausage on yours? Maybe
Yeah.
the sausage is better.
You can taste sausage,
Oh,
and it's like
Dunkin'
seasoned
Donuts.
a little bit. The croissant is the best.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was eating their breakfast for a while. Like actual breakfast foods besides donuts. And they were definitely not that good.
Croissant we've had, it's not a good croissant, but it's definitely the best we've
Oh
had.
my god.
So I'm just now realizing that they gave us a bacon, egg and cheese,
So
and
the one place I don't like.
a sausage, egg and cheese, which I guess that counted as 2 of the items. He's now gonna try the bacon, I'm gonna
Wait, mine didn't look. That looked better than mine.
try the sausage. Here we go. Oh, this is notably better.
This is flavorless.
So you might as well just order the sausage patty and just eat that. This is the breakfast taco. I don't want to talk about this. It's bacon, egg, and cheese. Let's just make this quick. We got a f***ing crowd forming around us.
The one thing we've had today with the least amount of flavor.
So unfortunately, the workers are watching us right now, and I'm gonna have to give this a 2. I apologize.
2.
Yeah, of course. We're doing a whole ranking thing. I can't say that Dunkin' ranked the highest.
The food was probably terrible.
Nah, you're good, you're good.
Wow, Duncan, that
Whoa.
didn't take long as they dunk into the bottom
Big
of the
boy.
leaderboard.
We're at Taco Bell. Hi, I haven't had breakfast from here before. What are y'all's top 3 items?
I only have 4, so your choices are limited.
Oh, okay.
AM Crunch Wrap, quesadilla, then the cheesy burrito.
Well, that makes my job easy. This place is run well. Seriously, was like bang, bang, bang. You good?
Yeah, give me your money and get out.
Thank
That cockroach.
you. That is very concerning. Thank you.
2 minutes 22, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna hold the bag shut just in case something crawls out. But be honest though, out of all the restaurants you worked at, have you ever caught a roach?
Every single one.
Exactly.
Roach. Oh my god, bro.
And I worked in very
Taco Bell breakfast? I do not remember Taco Bell breakfast.
fancy restaurants all around the world. They all have bugs and rats. Tell me a New York restaurant that doesn't have a rat problem, and I'll give you $1 million.
The cheesy burrito thing, breakfast, Taco Bell, yes.
Pretty underwhelming. The only redeeming feature, it's toasted nicely.
All you really taste is the breakfast sausage. This would be substantially better if the cheese simply tasted of
Bro, I'm trying to try that.
something. Mid, it's okay. Breakfast crunch wrap.
Breakfast crunch wrap.
It's not crunchy enough, but whatever sauce
Breakfast crunch wrap.
they put in there, nice bit of tang, a little bit of spice, not bad.
This might be the first crunch wrap I like. I have crunch on mine, and it's making all the difference. I love the texture. The bacon's chewy. The hash browns are surprisingly crunchy. That's nice.
Breakfast crunch wrap.
quesadilla. This is my favorite. This honestly is almost like a breakfast taco you would get in Austin. Egg, bacon, and cheese. And if you want a salsa, you dip it in the salsa. Beauty and simplicity. It doesn't have to be f***ing crazy.
My favorite was the crunch wrap, but overall, I'm really impressed.
I've eaten almost every breakfast taco that there is in Austin. To me, this doesn't compare any lower than a lot of the
Austin.
places that I've eaten at. I'm surprised that Taco Bell is able to maintain that level of quality. Taco Bell gets so much hate, and this kind of redeemed the restaurant for me. I'm gonna have to give this a 7.
I'm with you, Josh. 7 for me as well. I ate that whole thing.
Bro, that shit look good. I might have to get some. Might have to get some Taco Bell breakfast. Crunch wrap breakfast? This is I never go. Taco Bell is like I'm going there at like 12 at the earliest. At night. So I don't think about going there in the morning. Before 12. I used to eat the Power Bowls when they had the Power Bowls. Now I think they got the Katina Bowl. So I go there for lunch, because it's a good bowl and it has like a lot of protein in it, or the ones I used to get. But otherwise, I'm not going to Taco Bell before 12 a.m., 12 at night, you know. But Taco Bell, that sounded good.
So that says enough.
I am shocked. Taco Bell coming in with a 7. Given that there's been a few low ratings, I'm not sure that there's anything that's gonna top that. I don't know that I want Taco Bell to win, but we're gonna try to keep this fair, so let's move on. Subway, how the f do I look at this? Where's y'all's breakfast menu? Do y'all still serve breakfast?
Yes, of
Oh, amazing. Yes, I see it. 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, 2 steak, egg, and cheese sandwiches, 2 ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, sir.
Hey.
45 seconds.
Not bad. I watched them hand assemble, fresh make all this. They're not the fastest, but you know, they had good service. The Philly, I don't even know what this is. Steak, egg, and cheese. Whoa, feel these eggs.
Whoa.
That feels like leather.
It literally feels like a weird toy. This doesn't taste like anything.
All I taste is cheese. I don't have anything to say about it. Just look at it. Can we get a rewind? Look at that. How do you think that was?
Overwhelmingly unprepared. I love steak.
I would not go to Subway for breakfast.
And that was an extremely bad representation of the word. It felt like chuck steak that had been sous vide for 50 years, had very little flavor and almost no texture.
Bacon, egg, and cheese flatbread. Here we go. Slightly better because
I don't even know why I was eating Dunkin' Donuts breakfast. I think I saw it on Uber Eats one time and I just kept ordering it.
to the bacon. But let's be honest, bacon makes literally anything taste better, and this is a perfect example of that. The flatbread is not very good. It's just a very
because I was waiting the coffee. I wanted the coffee. That's what it was. So I was just like, well, let me try the food. If I'm gonna Uber some coffee, that's how it was. Because where I was working, couldn't really leave, so I would sometimes want some coffee. So I Uber the coffee, and then get the Dunkin' Donuts breakfast, but it's so trash.
lackluster breakfast sandwich eating experience.
It's just super vanilla, not much going on. The bread's kind of floury, which I find a little bit offensive, and the bacon adds a bit more flavor than the steak.
All these are pretty much the same. Egg, cheese, and some other meat. Either this is gonna be the redeeming one, or it's just an example that all of these suck. The toppings are the only influence of flavor and implication of anything
trash.
meaningful.
Subway breakfast, oh my God.
It is the latter. This one is definitely by far the best, only because of the ham. You're better off just ordering their deli meat, bacon, or shitty steak and eating that on its own, because everything else on this doesn't matter. Very below average.
That's a 2 for me.
So let's ask the question, should Subway even have a breakfast menu? Because they put that little menu all the way at the bottom like fine print. Maybe it's because nobody wants it. Subway, stick to what you're good at. The breakfast is not necessary. I'm gonna give this a 1. So that totals it out to 1.5. Subway is now the lowest rated, which...
Oh, wait. All right.
I'm gonna give this a 1. So that totals it out to 1.5.
A 1 is crazy. What made it a 1? Like, shouldn't it just be a 0? So this is the list of the best breakfasts. I personally think that McDonald's is the best. I would go, I haven't tried Taco Bell, but it looked delicious. So McDonald's, my list would be McDonald's, Taco Bell, maybe Jack in the Box. No, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. Oh, I forgot about Whataburger now. Whataburger is like 3. Just for the chicken biscuit solely alone. I never had Bojangles. Dunkin' was trash. Just about there, and that's over, yeah. So, McDonald's, Wendy's, Whataburger. No, Whataburger, Wendy's. I mean, just the Baconator, breakfast Baconator? That sounds delicious. Like, you can win off one item, and the other items be trash, in my opinion.
Subway is now the lowest rated, which honestly I'm not too surprised. Let's move on.
This is my first time in Sonic. Definitely do not have these in Australia or New Zealand. And this drive-through experience is wild. So you can't eat in there?
No, you can eat outside if you want, but the reality is this is just basically a giant ghost kitchen. Kind of genius.
Yeah, yeah. And look how well the ghost kitchen industry's going.
So well that they're all closing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
8 minutes, 40 seconds.
You know what's funny? They're always slow. Almost always, when they are slow, there is nobody here. We have their French toast sticks in their thick, enriched syrup. I wanted to give Andy the classic American Sonic experience, which is in the car.
Again, what is with the syrup being split?
Oh yeah, you're right. I shook mine.
Somehow they've managed to undercook the bread in the middle, which doesn't even make sense.
And somehow they managed to make this syrup taste like diet syrup. It's almost like this muted sweetness, and then you get this incredibly artificial, plasticky tasting maple. Not good. Croissant sandwich. I have one positive thing to say. It seems to be real egg. It's not bad. Unfortunately, the rest of it is bad.
The egg was alright, bacon was actually alright too, but just the look of it just wasn't appealing.
It's a croissant that someone sat on. I literally think she was like, oh, yeah, you want your sandwich? How much do you want to bet this looks the same? It looks the same. I just sat on this.
That was crazy.
The first vegetables we've had today. Jalapenos, gems.
Translation, gems or tater tots. He has all these fucking fancy terminologies he likes to use.
Y'all supposed to get the toaster.
Gems.
Hey, they supposed to get the toaster. The bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese toaster, bro.
It's a fucking tater
Y'all
tot.
got the wrong thing.
Out of everything, it's the best one. I think the tater tot's elevated. I like it. If it was a late night, probably be like, this is fine.
Pretty unoffensive, right?
So we have 2 bottom dwellers and a mid. I think that puts it right at a solid 3.5 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 4 only because we finally had some vegetables.
You know, we're in the car. I kind of wish we were on our toilet instead. Moving on.
Sonic coming in towards the bottom of the leaderboard. Not a huge surprise here, but Taco Bell still holds the top spot. We only have a few places left to find our best fast food breakfast.
I'm excited for Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr.
What are y'all's top 3 breakfast items?
Ooh, Carl's Jr. Hey, Carl's Jr. breakfast? The 2 for 5.
Gotcha, okay. I'll take 2 grilled cheese breakfast sandwiches, 2 breakfast burgers, 2 French toast dips. I think I'm starting to learn something. They almost are sort of taught to follow a script in a way, and the second that you ask them a question like, what are your top 3 blah, 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 where they have to think, immediately they're like, holy nobody trained me on this one. Thank you, you too.
7 minutes on the dot.
I'm shocked. We have the French toast sticks, and they're dusted with powdered sugar.
What?
Not only that, but their syrup is not just syrup, it's table syrup.
Why is it called table syrup?
It's like syrup that they leave on the table.
That's a dumb name.
Syrup still sucks,
But it's the best syrup we've had.
it's also the best French toast stick we've had. Honestly, the stick by itself is quite good. Super crisp. The inside's cooked through. It's not raw. The sweetness is nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to go try that. There's a Carl's Jr. right down the street from me too. What?
Oil's not bad. This is very reminiscent of a funnel cake. It definitely does not taste like something you should have for breakfast. Andy's going in for another one.
I'm enjoying these.
Breakfast sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese. Underwhelming.
Unoffensive. Maybe because we've had so many croissants and biscuits, I'm finding the bread a pleasant change, but it's pretty soft. Even though it's like toasted nicely and grilled
That's what
on
you
one.
should have got from Sonic, the toaster. That's what you should have got from Sonic.
Side. Still like lasted as anything in the middle.
There's a chef that I worked for, and I used to toast all the bread. And he taught me that if you're gonna toast bread, there's a perfect amount of time and temperature. And it's better to go a little lower and slower when toasting bread, so you don't get a shallow toast, you get a little bit of depth in your toast, and that's what creates the crunch. This is the exact opposite. This happens.
I think that's the first tomato relish we've had.
Sorry, what? You got it.
Hey,
Tomato
that look good.
relish? All right, chat. Tomato relish or ketchup? I don't know if this is a Kiwi thing or an
Tomato
Australian
relish.
thing. No, gotta stop that. All I taste is tomato relish.
Yeah, it's kind of like dry.
We got fried tater tots, fatty beef, griddled eggs, fatty bacon. How do you manage to get that to a level where it's not moist?
Pretty unoffensive. Apart from that dryness, that tomato relish is really carrying the weight.
The majority of what I taste is ketchup. I'm not getting much flavor. It's kind of under seasoned, but it's unoffensive. It's mid. French toast sticks, big win. Breakfast sandwich, mid.
Hey,
Burger.
on some Big Mac, I would throw some French toaster sticks on this sandwich right here, boy. That'd be big. That's another Big Mac creation. Order the bacon. What is that? Bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese. This is what I made at McDonald's basically, but with a McGriddle bun. But this is it right here: sausage, egg, and cheese. Add bacon with a croissant, and then I would have threw 2 French toasted sticks on there, and then threw some syrup on there, or maybe just dipped it in the syrup. I don't know. And then that boy.
Mid. I think it deserves a mid rating, maybe slightly above mid at a 5.5.
I was thinking 6, because those French sticks, I ate half the portion.
You know what? That's a very fair assessment. I'll raise mine up to a 6. Not bad. They constantly surprise us. I don't know why I constantly shit on them, but I cannot help it. I hate this
Carl's Jr. made it to 4.
stupid fucking smiling star. And is it Hardee's? Is it Carl's Jr.? I don't know.
Turns out there isn't usually a difference between the menus except for breakfast. So with no Hardee's near us, we enlisted someone I hold very near and dear to my heart, our friend Christopher, Mr. Beef himself. This man knows good
Hardee's in the
food.
US.
What are your 3?
Christopher. So with no Hardee's near us, we enlisted
near
someone I
us.
hold very near and dear to my heart, our friend Christopher, Mr. Beef himself. This man knows good food.
What are your 3 most popular breakfast items?
Biscuit and gravy, the Frisco breakfast sandwich, the loaded omelet biscuit.
Thank you. Those sandwiches came out incredibly fast. Did you time that?
Got it on hay.
You guys have us regulars wondering what the heck you're doing. There's nothing here that's all that exciting. Well, I eat here every day.
Okay, see, and I know a lot of guys like you that love Hardee's, that live and die by Hardee's. They love this place. I unfortunately don't like anything that has Frisco melt in it. Unfortunately, that was one of their top selling sandwiches. So this is gonna be a mother for me to try to eat. I still wouldn't eat this fucking sandwich, but this wasn't that bad. This was actually quite good. I thought it was gonna be goopy and slimy and kind of gross, but it actually wasn't. Visually, I don't like it. Taste-wise, it actually tasted really good, man. The meat,
I don't think they're picking the right eye.
tastes fucking outstanding. The egg tastes fresh. The cheese tastes fresh. It's actually quite tasty. I just don't like these style of sandwiches. Omelet biscuit, another thing I don't like. I don't like you fucking omelets. So I'm really striking out here when it comes to the items. It's actually quite good. The fucking biscuit's outstanding. The egg's actually really tasty, man, and I fucking hate egg on breakfast sandwiches. I don't know why. I know it's essential. The cheese tastes good. I thought this was gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, sometimes I skip the egg. I skip the egg sometimes.
It actually tastes really good, man. Biscuits and gravy. I definitely wouldn't order biscuits and gravy from a fast food joint. This is actually quite tasty, man. The gravy's really tasty, real flavorful. It's not
a big biscuit and gravy fan, just in general.
Bland. It's got a nice pepper flavor to it. And I'm actually really enjoying this. Sorry, I'm like at a loss for words right now. Those 3 items I would have never picked, but they were all outstanding. I have to give it an 8, man. Hardee's all day.
And wow, we have a new leader.
8? What? He need to go try it himself. That's crazy. But if y'all have a favorite breakfast spot, put it in the chat. I think they got 1 or 2 more. Make a comment.
Thank you, Chris. I'm gonna give you a big kiss the next time I see you. But is Hardee's really gonna take the top spot? Anything could happen at this point because our last place is chicken.
Oh, I forgot! Bro, Chick-fil-A breakfast is elite. The burrito, oh my God.
Chick-fil-A, but let's give our...
How could I forget? I don't see Chick-fil-A as like a normal... They special. They not like a normal fast food, but it is fast food. I forget. I don't know how I forget.
Final place in contender, a try to being crowned our king.
Hi, can I get 2 spicy biscuits, 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese muffins? Wow, they got double.
Y'all got none of the chicken?
Did you see this? Who does?
No, get the chicken. That's the point. You can get all...
Is ordering a milkshake right now. Oh, thank you so much. This is the sausage, egg, and cheese muffins. I think this is one of their only non-chicken items. The English muffin is kind of nice.
It looks good.
Cheers. That's the best egg I've had so far.
It's pleasant. Muffin's good. Sausage is nicely seasoned. The egg's good. Are we about to convince Josh that Chick-fil-A is not that bad after all?
I like this breakfast sandwich. But what's different about this breakfast sandwich? Oh, Chick-fil-A didn't use their signature f***ing bull chicken. No wonder that this is good. One of the best fast food breakfast sandwiches I think I have ever had. The sausage is tender, it's juicy, it's fatty, you can see the whole muscle meat. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, cheers. The biscuit is actually surprisingly good, but it is a little greasy. The egg is moist, the cheese is there, bacon's actually cooked really nicely. It's not bad, man. It's not as good as the sausage one, though.
Definitely the best biscuit we've had today. It is greasy, but greasy in a good way. Buttery, greasy. Egg's good, bacon's good. That's not a bad sandwich.
Pleasant. We've made it to the coveted spicy chicken biscuit. Cheers.
Josh hates on Chick-fil-A, and this biscuit might prove him wrong. That chicken's pretty good. It's seasoned nicely, really good biscuit.
They never breaded this good. Now, of course, the second Andy's here, they're gonna be like, oh.
I like the burrito, bros. It's the fried chicken nuggets from... It's the fried chicken, the Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito. You can get either sausage or chicken. I'll get the chicken. It's the fried chicken nuggets with egg, with the good egg that they just talked about, cheese, and hash browns wrapped in a burrito, wrapped in a tortilla. Bro, delicious. It comes with this picante sauce. I don't never really eat that. But I don't even know what I really eat with it on there. But sauce-wise, but bro, it's delicious.
Oh, let's bread this real nice. You. It's good, man. The chicken could be crispier though. The flavor on this is nice. It tastes great. It's spicy, salted very well, but the chicken's just not crispy at all. What the f is the point of fried chicken if you don't make it crispy? With almost great remorse, I'm gonna give this a strong, surprising, shocking, I have to do it, 8 out of 10. I don't know how many fast food restaurants in the world will ever get an 8 out of 10 from me. Andy, I'm gonna leave it to you. Finalize that.
That really went above my expectations on anything we're gonna eat this morning. I was honestly really impressed. That's an 8.5. Coming from the land of breakfast, Australia, that's a good breakfast.
I never thought I'd see the day, but there it is. Chick-fil-A is our winner. Maybe Chick-fil-A is better than I thought it was. Remember, leave room for second chances.
Subscribe, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. That's what left me. His content is dope. So dope. The Better series. I don't know. Should I go straight to Kai or I wanted to watch him make the chicken biscuit, but better. There we go.
Okay, you're never gonna believe this. I alluded that I was gonna do this on Instagram. Take a look at this. This is the first time that a company has ever reached out to us and expressed interest. But I created this series for a very specific reason. And we're not changing that, so we're still gonna do it to them. So welcome back to episode 10 of But Better. So for those of you who don't live in Texas, the honey butter chicken biscuit is one of the most coveted sandwiches in Texas fast food history. It is something that people here would consider un-F-wittable. It's a breakfast only item for some reason, but Whataburger, why? Whataburger reached out. I will say really quickly that they have been very good sports. So regardless of how this goes, Whataburger, if you're watching, I appreciate you being so nice. I don't think there's anything else that we really need to say about this other than let's make this, shall we?
It's Whataburger. Yeah, it's actually what a burger. Everyone calls it Whataburger, but I don't understand where they're getting the extra R. Can I get 4 honey butter?
That's so true. Whataburger.
Chicken biscuits? There's nobody. Okay, maybe the honey.
This is the honey butter line.
I can't tell if, I genuinely can't tell if we're supposed to wait here or not. Whataburger, you're already losing points right now, bro. This is supposed to be fast food.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you? The transaction was faster, so that's good.
It's time for What a Burger. This is a coveted Texas thing, so I'll try to be gentle. We have to be as unbiased as possible. It's hard for me to be, I got a lot of sandwiches.
What?
Come on now. Expecting it to look a little better. I mean, not saying that it looks kind of sad. I'm scared to say this because I know the Texans are gonna get mad at me, but like, okay, maybe the taste is better. This is still hot, okay? We're like 2 minutes away from it, so I don't wanna hear anything like, he lives in the car. Okay, I mean, the chicken's not bad, it's crispy. Barely any honey butter on this. Look at this, falling apart. The actual taste is good. I mean, like, it's good, but like, this is overhyped. I'm sorry. I've never had this before.
Bro, you got an Apple Kitchen? What is that? Is it just a magnet? I thought this boy had the Apple macro in it.
Let me finish with this before people get too mad at me. It's good. It's not like, oh God, this is so gross. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it was too hyped up for me. Maybe I expected more than what I got. Now it's our turn.
Okay, so before you do anything, we need to first marinate our chickie. So to make the marinade, you're gonna combine 2 cups or 475 milliliters of buttermilk, half a tablespoon or 12 grams of gochujang, optional, 2 teaspoons or 6 grams of white pepper, 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of onion powder, 1.5 teaspoons or 7 grams of kosher salt, and 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of smoked paprika. Give that some whiskey business until thoroughly combined. Now, depending on how many pieces of chicken you want, I'd recommend starting with 2 to 4 chicken breasts, cutting those in half like so. Now look, the thickness is pretty different between these 2 pieces, so take that thicker end, cover it in some plastic wrap, and beat it down until it is the same thickness as the other piece. No thinner though. Then just dunk those bad boys for their nice little buttermilk bath. Cover them with plastic wrap and let them marinate for 1 hour at room temperature or overnight in the refrigerator. Now when you're ready to actually make the sandwich, we need to first start with our buttermilk biscuit. This is an important piece, make no mistake. So in a food processor, you're gonna combine 2 3/4 cup or 375 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons or 26 grams of baking powder, and 2/3 teaspoon or 3 grams of fine sea salt. Blitz that a few times in your food processor until thoroughly combined. No whiskey business today. Before you add your butter, make sure to measure it and get the exact 140 grams without even trying, and just flex on that for a little bit. Then cube that up into 1/2-inch cubes, doesn't have to be perfect. Now make sure this butter is really cold. If it's not, place it in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and then add 2/3 cup or 140 grams of cubed, very cold butter, and pulse that in your food processor processor about 12 to 14 times or until you get little pea-sized balls in there. Pour that into a bowl and then using a fork, you're then going to mix in 1 cup or 240 milliliters of buttermilk, slowly streaming in, mixing, until you've added all of your buttermilk and a solid mass.
Honey butter biscuit.
If it feels a bit dry, just add an extra tablespoon or so of buttermilk. Dump that out onto a work surface, gently knead it until it comes together.
Honey butter biscuit.
Roll it out into a rough rectangle, fold it like a letter, roll it out again lengthwise, fold it like a letter again, and then let it rest in the fridge for about 5 minutes. Now once your dough's done taking a nap, pull it out, lightly flour your work surface, and roll it out until you get a rectangle that's about 3/4 of an inch thick. Then using a 3 to 4 inch biscuit cutter, cut out as many biscuits as you can. Place them on a baking sheet, line with parchment paper. Now look, I know you got a lot of excess dough here, no problem, just bring it back together, mold it roughly into a single shape, roll it back out into a 3/4 of an inch thick rectangle, and punch out as many biscuits.
We ain't wasting no biscuits
As you can. Brush the tops with some extra buttermilk. Go light here, right? You don't need to go crazy. Then place them in an oven set to 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 17 minutes or until the tops are golden, beautiful brown like this.
Woo!
I mean, look at that. That is a perfect buttermilk biscuit. Slap some butter on there, slap some honey on there, but more specifically, slap something on there to
flex on Whataburger with.
Flex on Whataburger.
Okay, so we have our elements ready. It's time to fry our chickie. First, fill a heavy bottom pot with enough fry oil just to go up about 2.5 to 3 inches high, but make sure you're not filling it anywhere higher than 3/4 of the way up. Otherwise, you're risking a fire hazard. And I don't want to get any messages about that, so thank you. Set that over the stove. Go ahead and bring that oil up to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now while that's coming up, make your dredge by combining 2 cups or 300 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon or 10 grams of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon or 3 grams of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of serrano powder, which is optional, but if you want to be fancy, then you can do that. 1.5 teaspoons or 1 gram of fresh ground black pepper. Give that some whiskey business until thoroughly combined, and we're ready to fry some chickie. To bread your chicken, pull a piece of chicken out of your buttermilk marinade, drop it in your flour mixture, toss and press aggressively to get every single crevice totally hydrated with flour until it's totally dry. Shake off the excess and place it to the side. Now look, another thing that you can do is you can drizzle just a little bit of your buttermilk marinade into the flour, toss it around so you get tiny little pieces of clumped up flour in there, and then toss your chicken and press it in there, and you'll get those little flaky nubs all around the pieces of chicken. Anyway, rinse and repeat with all of your chicken. Make sure that there's no wet spots on any chicken, and once all of your chicken is breaded, you're then going to drop your chicken into your 350 degree Fahrenheit oil in batches. I would say like 2 to 3 pieces per batch for 5 to 7 minutes or until beautifully golden brown and crispy like this. As each piece finishes, make sure to place it on a wire rack set over a baking sheet just to drain that excess oil off. Repeat with the rest. But now we need to talk about the coveted honey butter. It's a reference to the song where he says honey butter. I don't know if you... In a small pot, combine half a cup or 120 milliliters of wildflower honey with an optional 1 tablespoon or 14 mils of avocado honey. Place it on your stovetop at medium heat, and as soon as it becomes nice and hot, turn the heat off, add in 6 leaves of fresh sage, then begin whisking and whisk in 3.5 tablespoons or 50 grams of a really good salted butter, specifically salted, and just keep whisking and whisking and whisking. Do not stop until it's beautifully emulsified into a nice, smooth, and thicky honey butter. If it separates, then, well, you did it wrong. Don't let that happen, please. Open up a nice hot biscuit. Putting this together is very simple. You got your bottom half of your biscuit. Gently but lovingly place a piece of chicken onto the biscuit. Drizzle generously with your honey butter. Go as generous as you want. There's really no such thing as too much of this stuff. And, well, that's it. Crown your king, and you've got a honey butter chicken biscuit. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the taste test.
It's upside down.
First off, the flex on this sandwich is... His timing is so impeccable. Okay, so my mouth is watering. Look at this. It's looking mad crispy. And I haven't said that in a while. So first, the sound bite. I'm at a loss for words. This is... Do I even need to say anything? Do I really? The chicken is perfectly seasoned. I'm sweating. This is so good. I'm like drenched. The honey butter is like, you can really taste the sage and the honey and the components of the butter. The biscuit, I don't see nothing falling apart here, bro. It ain't doing it. That's it held together, bro. There you go, right into the corner. I'm gonna shift them around, shifting them around. Whoa, whoa, shifting them around. This is like one of those lip gloss tutorials.
What if I drop it? No, let me hold both of them at once.
No.
Stop stream. Is it streaming again? What happened?